office party. You're standing by the snack table nursing a lukewarm drink. You've been married for 7 years. You love your partner. You really do. But then, someone new walks in. They catch your eye. They crack a joke that's just a little bit too sharp, and for a split second, the air in the room changes. You feel a familiar zap of electricity. Your heart rate climbs. You find yourself leaning in, laughing a bit louder, tucking a strand of hair behind your ear, or adjusting your posture. You're flirting. Later that night, as you lie in bed next to your spouse, listening to the steady rhythm of their breathing and the hum of the ceiling fan, a wave of guilt washes over you. Or perhaps it's not guilt. Maybe it's a strange, quiet glow of feeling alive again. Why do we do it? Why do we seek the thrill of a stranger's gaze when we already have someone at home who knows us, loves us, and has built a life with us? Is it a sign that the marriage is failing, or is it something much deeper within the human psyche? Today, we're going to peel back the layers of the flirtatious spouse. We're going to talk about the silent thoughts, the hidden needs, and the psychology of why harmless fun isn't always as simple as it looks. Before we dive in, let's set the boundaries. We are not talking about physical infidelity or secret affairs. We are talking about the act of flirting, the playful, suggestive, or attention-seeking behavior that happens in the gray zone. Our goal today isn't to judge, it's to understand the why. Because understanding the why is the only way to decide what to do next. To understand the urge to flirt, we have to talk about two competing systems in the human brain, the reward system and the attachment system. The attachment system, fueled by the hormone oxytocin, is what keeps you bonded to your spouse. It's the cuddle chemical. It's built on safety, predictability, and long-term security. It's the feeling of a warm blanket on a cold night. But then there's the reward system, fueled by dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical of novelty. It's the rush of the unknown. When a stranger flirts with you, your brain treats it like a shiny new toy. This is what psychologists call the Coolidge Effect, a biological phenomenon where the brain shows renewed interest in a new potential mate, even when a perfectly good one is present. But it goes deeper than biology. There's a psychological concept called self-expansion theory, developed by Drs. Arthur and Elaine Aron. This theory suggests that humans have an innate need to expand their self, to grow, to gain new perspectives, and to feel like they contain multitudes. When you've been in a relationship for a long time, your self and your partner's self become a bit blurred. You become the mom, the husband, or the reliable one. You feel settled, but flirting with a stranger allows you to try on a new mask. For 5 minutes at a bar or in a DM, you aren't the person who forgot to take out the trash. You are the witty, charming, mysterious version of yourself that you thought was long dead. You aren't necessarily looking for a new person. You are looking for a new version of you. Now let's look at Leo. Leo is 34, married for 5 years, and works a stable but repetitive job. Leo loves his wife, Sarah. But lately, Leo has been engaging in some heavy banter with a new colleague. If we look into Leo's history, we might see where this hunger comes from. Perhaps Leo grew up in a home where he only felt seen when he was performing or achieving something. This created an anxious, preoccupied attachment style. Even as an adult, Leo has a leaky bucket for validation. His wife's love is given, it's expected. But a stranger's attention, that's earned. For people like Leo, flirting is a way to recheck their market value. It's a boost of narcissistic supply. They think, I've still got it, I'm still desirable. Others use flirting as an emotional buffer. If the marriage feels heavy, if there's unresolved conflict, financial stress, or just the weight of mundane responsibilities, flirting acts as a micro-escape. It's a low-stakes fantasy world where no one is arguing about the mortgage or the kids' school schedule. In these moments, the flirtation isn't about the other person at all. The other person is just a mirror, and the flirter is desperately trying to see a reflection of themselves that doesn't look so tired. But here's the mirror question. If you find yourself needing that external mirror every single week, what is it about your internal mirror that feels so empty? It's easy to label flirting while married as bad or disloyal. But what if we reframed it as a signpost? Instead of seeing it as a moral failure, see it as a piece of data. Your brain is telling you that something is missing, but here is the mistake most people make. They think the missing piece is the stranger they are flirting with. In reality, the missing piece is usually a quality within the marriage or within yourself that has been neglected. Think about it. Why is it so easy to be witty and lighthearted with a stranger? Because there are no consequences. You don't have to share a bathroom with them. You don't have to navigate their moods. Flirting is a cheap high. It's high reward for zero effort. Maintaining that same spark with a spouse of 10 years, that's high-effort romance. Most people flirt with others because they've become emotionally lazy in their own primary relationship. They want the thrill without the work. When you realize that your flirting is actually a cry for vitality, you can stop looking outward and start looking at how to bring that same energy back into your own home. You aren't a bad person. You're just a person who has forgotten how to play within the walls of your own life. If you or your partner are prone to flirting, how do you handle it without blowing up your life? Here are 3 practical steps. 1. The window versus mirror. Check. The next time you're in the middle of a flirtatious moment, stop and ask yourself, am I looking through a window, actually wanting to go to this person, or am I looking into a mirror, just wanting to feel good about myself? 90% of the time, it's a mirror. Recognizing this takes the power away from the other person and puts the focus back on your own self-esteem issues. 2. The spouse context. Test. When you're talking to that stranger or colleague, ask yourself, if my spouse were standing right here, would I use the same tone and words? If the answer is no, you've crossed the line from friendly to secretive. The danger of flirting isn't the words said, it's the secrecy that creates a wedge between you and your partner. 3. Reinvest the energy. Take the exact same energy you used to flirt, the teasing, the eye contact, the effort to look good, and spend it on your spouse tonight. It will feel awkward. It might even feel fake at first. But remember, you have a limited amount of emotional flirting energy. If you're spending it all at the office or on Instagram, your spouse gets the leftovers, the exhaustion, and the silence. Choose to be the new person for the person who has seen you at your worst. That is the ultimate act of self-expansion. At the end of the day, we all want to feel seen. We all want to feel like we haven't lost our edge as we age. But true intimacy isn't found in the temporary high of a stranger's smile. It's found in the person who knows all your flaws and still chooses to stay. The thrill of the new is easy. The depth of the old is sacred. Here is your 7-day challenge. Identify one gray zone behavior you have. Maybe it's a specific chat thread or a way you act at the gym. For the next 7 days, cut that behavior out completely and redirect that exact same spark toward your partner. See what happens when you bring that Friday night energy into a Tuesday afternoon marriage. Have you ever felt that rush of flirting and immediately felt guilty? Or have you been on the other side of it? Share your thoughts below. Let's keep the conversation honest and kind. And remember, you aren't defined by your urges. You're defined by what you choose to do with them.